Welcome back to the channel, Toshi Gang. Happy Tuesday. Hope everyone's having a good day. And obviously kind of a slow day in the markets. Most of the market is down slightly. Pretty much all memes are down slightly, or a best case scenario flat. Toshi is up today. Now it's only up 5%, but it has curled back up after the slight pullback that was expected after the big Korean exchange listings last week. And then furthermore, the buzz just seems to be building. There's people are tweeting about Toshi more. The positivity in the tweets is much more than I've seen in months and months. Additionally, there are some clues being dropped. I'll show you what they are, that it could mean something big or a big announcement is on the horizon. Essentially, all the clues point to Toshi just popping off at some point. We just don't know when. It could be tomorrow, could be in a week, could be in a month or two. We still see, but let's check out the charts first and foremost. Now, I put up a Toshi video yesterday titled Buy on the Dip, and I listed the reasons why you should. That would have been a good purchase because you can see here was the dip yesterday and Sunday. We got down to about 300 million market cap. Now we're up to 335 million, up 5% in the day. Doesn't sound like much, but at one point this morning we were at 352 million market cap. We were up about 11 or 12% at that point, which for a 9-figure market cap coin, that is a very unusually large gain, especially when the rest of the market is down. I mean, look at this 24-hour return, down for every single coin except BNB. I mean, it's not just today and yesterday. It's been the last few weeks. Bitcoin below 112,000. Ethereum, remember when it was at an all-time high a month ago? Below 4,200 right now. Ripple, that was at $3 a while ago. We're at 282. Solana, that was at 255. Not even middle of last week, 5-6 days ago. We are at 215. Basically, September, crypto market sucks, stuff goes down. We're coming off a weekend where everyone just seems to be like partying and not in front of their computer too much. So the market dipped. More importantly, BNB and Aster sucked a lot of the liquidity out. That's why BNB is pretty much the only riser on the day, up 2%, and the only riser on the week, up 6%. The good news for Toshi and other blue cap memes, which are not on BNB, it does seem like the Aster sort of momentum might have kind of flatlined at some point. So we're at, see, this is the Aster chart right here. This is the last 24 hours. It can't seem to break above $2 per share. Now, obviously, we don't really know what's going to happen. CZ did tweet about a different coin earlier today. That's part of the reason why Aster didn't keep shooting up. Previously, he was just tweeting about Aster and then Binance and Binance Smart Chain stuff. This time, he tweeted about another coin. I forget the name, honestly. And then that coin pumped. Aster didn't really dip, but it didn't pump as well. Now let's get to the good stuff. Why is Toshi rising today? Why does the momentum seem to be building? Well, most of it has to do with this right here. Earlier this morning, Toshi announced, sort of spur of the moment out of the blue, they are doing a big Twitter space tomorrow afternoon with OpenSea, that's a secondary marketplace for NFTs, and with their chief marketing officer. His name is Arkham. That's not Arkham Investments. That's like an investment fund. This is just the guy right here. He is the CMO of Toshi. So could he be making some big announcement? I don't know. We shall see. It's not with Coco the dev. It is with their CMO, who's equally as important. And then, obviously this makes sense here because Toshi did release a very successful NFT collection with Coinbase recently. Those NFTs, the fungible ones that have been very well received. People are making their profile pictures, their NFTs, etc. So that was certainly a hit. Any partnership with Coinbase was big. So whether they'll just be talking about NFTs, or making some other sort of unrelated to NFTs announcements, partnerships, we shall see. But the bottom line is the market has reacted favorably and is certainly expecting a good Twitter space at a minimum and some big announcements at a maximum. Now, what other bullish news do we have? Well, I pointed out in yesterday's video, I showed you Coco the dev's tweet from 2 days ago. What is funny is that I know what's next and you are not ready. I explained yesterday, this definitely, I think, is a Binance spot list, and I'm not 100% confident. I'd say 70 to 80% confident. That's what I think he's referring to, and he doesn't make these statements like this that he doesn't carry through on. If he says something like this, it's big. It doesn't guarantee it's Binance spot. That's what I think. And also, I noticed, if you noticed, Coco's just been tweeting way more than usual lately. Previously, he would go 4 or 5 days over the summer without any tweets and like one tweet, then nothing for another 4 or 5 days. Just today, he put up 7 total tweets. Yesterday, he had 2. Sunday, he had 5 more tweets. Then he took the weekend off. Then on the 17th, he had a bunch more. It looks like about 8, 9 total tweets. Maybe about 10. On the 16th, he had a bunch more. So the bottom line is he looks like he's just excited about something. And, when you get an exchange listing or when you get in a partnership news that can't be announced yet, you have to be secret, but, you're just going to be a little bit more enthusiastic about tweeting and more energized. You combine that with this tweet right here, I think something big could be on the horizon. And then furthermore, tweets from the community today, yesterday have just been way more bullish than usual and in very high frequency. So remember, the Create Exchange listings were 7 days ago. So people aren't really still on the high of that. But this guy here wrote, a large amount of CT remains completely oblivious to the continued increase in the relative strength of Toshi. We are holding these gains pretty nicely. Penn wrote, Toshi is its own global brand. There's no other cat token that has had the success of the blue cat. This is paving a new path, one that we haven't seen in a while. What else do we have here? Fun fact, Toshi packs almost 2x the liquidity of Brett despite a lower market cap, and it's locking in the #1 spot amongst cat memes, sitting about 50, 100 million higher than Mog. So yeah, that is interesting. Also, trading volumes for Toshi are higher than Brett, despite Brett having a slightly higher market cap. Trading volumes are important because that's where exchanges make their revenues from, so they want to list coins that have very high trading volumes. And then Coco also put up this tweet, do not compare Toshi to other tokens. I presume he's talking about Brett. We are not to be compared. Others can compare us to we like, but we are on the path of our own. I like it. You know, two coins kind of being negative of each other never really helps the price action of either. Additionally, exchanges might not like that anyway. It kind of just gives the whole sort of a community just a bad rep. So I like that. But anyways, that's it for now. Toshi Army, say hi down below. You know, give me your price prediction or anything else. I'll be back with a new video. Bencryptoshow signing out. Catch you later.